And welcome back to my channel. My name is Deborah, aka the Sunset Girl Creates, and today we're working on Minion Love. Oh, I am so excited. We're so close to being done with Minion Love by Mandie Manzano from Diamond Art Club. We have the wood sections and the pink section left in this section to finish. Then we have 2 more sections and the painting is done. How exciting is that? I'm super excited. I can't wait for it to finally be done, you know? So with that said, let's go over what I'm using today when I'm trying to move things around. So I'm using my tray by 3D Designs. They do have little bars that go across that will separate and allow me to do 3 colors at a time. The only problem is that I can't get the colors out from here without removing these 2 first. So if I need a different color, I have to either get a different tray or wait till I'm done using this, finish this section, you know. So, you know, it's kind of, I don't know. I'm not sold on it. There's other ones, but I love using the tray by itself. I don't care if you get up in the things. The trays are awesome, whether I use them for multiple colors or I use them for single colors. The other thing I'm using is my beadsmith. I get it on Amazon. You lay it down below where you're going to be diamond painting, and it will hold your tray in place while you diamond paint, and you don't have to touch it or hold it, and it's secure. If it gets dirty, you just take a piece of cotton swab, put a little bit of alcohol on it, and I've actually done it with fingernail polish and polish remover, and that works as well. I wouldn't recommend acetone all the time. Alcohol, but alcohol, you can put alcohol on it and the alcohol will evaporate very quickly. You don't have to wait for it to dry if you're putting it at the sink. A lot of times I'll be using it midday. Midday is when my chance of my crafties is going to it's not crafties, it's my beadsmith pad. It will start going out just as I'm in the midday. So I can't stop and just lay it on the side of the sink and give it a chance to dry. So I was actually using paper towels to try to increase the drying time and waving it around after that, because I didn't want to get the paper towel caught to it. So I had to be really careful with that. And then I was watching a video, and it was from Rebecca at 4Kids at 147, and she had a reader or a viewer come in and say, if you use alcohol on them, it will clean them. And I'm like, alcohol? That evaporates quickly. That makes sense. So I pulled out my alcohol bottle and a cotton ball, and lo and behold, I could wash it and be right back to work. It evaporated as soon as I put it on, as soon as I got it clean. You could see the dirt coming off, so you knew it was working, and it was fantastic. I was back to work in no time. So, beadsmith, my tray. My multi-placer is from Alexi Lily Crafts. This one is the 8-placer. They have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, I believe. These are the rounded ends, so if you look at it, you can see it's slightly rounded and not straight across like most of them. My pen is from Diamond Art Club. I saw it on their website and clicked on it, and it was the first pen I got other than that I liked. Okay, I have other pens. I have those little short pins, the lady pins, and my granddaughter's coming, and I'm going to show them to her because I have a feeling that she's going to fall in love with those, and I'm going to send those home with her. And I've had other pins that I've tried, but until I got this pin, then I knew what I liked to do, right? The next one I want to try is a clay pin. I want to see if I like the clay pins because I want to do clay pins. Don't tell my secrets to nobody. That's a ways away. I cannot do anything or change what my crafting abilities are until after my disability claim is completed. That's when we'll know that we have continuous money coming in, and then I will be we will sort out what I can have for the company and for my channel. So I'll have a monthly balance I can work with, which will allow me to open up and broaden. So when that happens, we'll see how we like doing clay pins. If I like doing them, then I may continue. But I do want to do some clay pins because I so enjoy the feeling of holding finished clay. So I'm super excited to try it. So those are my pins. I'm also using my swim noodle to hold my diamond painting into place, and that's $1 at the Family Dollar. And the article that we will be reading today is Must-Have Tools and Accessories for Diamond Painting Part 2 from February 28, 2020. And we were down at the big trays. We don't have a whole lot to finish on this article. However, we were over an hour yesterday, so I didn't want to go over these last few must-have tools. I wanted to kind of save it for today. We could go over it today, review it today, and see what else we can do. Now, yesterday I said I was probably going outside to enjoy the nice air. However, when I got off with you and I'd gone in and spoke with my husband for a minute, by the time I was done, it was pouring. We had one of our monsoons yesterday. I wasn't going to go traipse out in the water in the backyard to get to sit down. So we spent the day inside. We watched a couple different TV shows. I diamond painted as long as I could. As you can see, I got all the green and I got all the blue completed yesterday. Here's where we're at. So if you can see, I completed all of that blue we were working on yesterday. All I have left is this brown area and the 2 pink areas up there, and then the section that we are currently working on. And I have this set so you can see over here. It's only because I have a few diamonds to put in there in a few minutes. I'll do it quick. I do have the light pad working and on today, so we can see the pattern really well. I don't have a whole lot other than what I got done yesterday and it raining because it was just like, it was a quiet day. The only thing was I was able to finish this section, as I said, because of the muscle spasms. So I had major muscle spasms last night and I had to put it down. So I got this much of the brown done and I said, okay, I'm done. I literally had to put it down in the middle of a half of a color section. So with that said, there's not a whole lot today to talk about of what Deb has done. So we're going to go on and read
the rest of the diamond accessory must-haves, okay? Oops, I just knocked my... Hold on. I told you yesterday that this is very... if I can get it to go on nicely, easily, I will get it back on. If it wants to not play right, there's not much I can do. If I let go of this and it stays off, then it's not going to play right. Okay, so as I said yesterday, this light doesn't work as well as I'd like it to. I just can't get it to stay on. If I touch anything or move it, it does move that cord and it turns it off. But I think we'll be fine. You can still see very well what we're doing. There's not really a glare on it, so I think we'll be okay. I am going to turn on my light in the back, which will give us a little bit more light to see. There we are. Let me turn it down. And let me see where the best place for it to be. There. How about if we just leave it right there? Don't hit my thing. There we go. Okay. I think we have good light on there now. Sorry about the change. So here we go, big diamond trays. So, like I was saying yesterday when we were talking about various things, and I showed you the kits, and I showed you what comes in it, and I showed you a couple of the boats, right? And I showed you this boat, which is your small boat that comes with your kit, and here's the diamond art boat, kit boat. And then you have the big boat. So see the difference in sizes of the trays? I call them boats, but they're actually trays. So you have the two smaller ones. These are what you get in your normal kits when they come. And you can upgrade to bigger trays, right? And they do have bigger trays outside now that I think are 3 by 6 inches, so they're really big trays. And while all diamond art kits include a small tray to keep gems neatly and close at hand, some prefer to have a larger tray. You can find much more spacious trays with a bigger pour spout, allowing you to line up your rhinestones for a more organized system. Most large diamond trays also come equipped with stainless steel tweezers to shuffle the tiny diamonds around without scratching them. I've never received my large diamond trays equipped with stainless steel tweezers. Has anybody else ever received a large tray that comes with stainless steel tweezers? If you do, please let me know. And this may have been something that used to happen and doesn't happen anymore, but I have no idea. So once you've completed your masterpiece, you may want to frame it. Luckily, it's quite easy to frame your diamond art piece, and it only takes a few steps. Follow Diamond Art Club's more thorough step-by-step instructions on how to frame a diamond painting. And we already read how to frame the diamond painting, right? So now this is going to talk to us about the types of frames we can get, right? So these are frames that we can get that we don't normally necessarily have, right? So we know how to frame, but what kind of frames are there? So there's standard size frames. Use a standard size frame bought at your local hobby or art supply store. And for the smaller ones, the 30 by 50s, the 40 by 50s, the ones like that, those are standard, right? Those are 8 by 10s, 9.5 by 11s. So you can find a standard frame. 30 by 30 is a 12 by 12. So you can take and go get a 12 by 12 frame and easily put in a kit. Now we're going to go in, that's for the standard size frames, okay?
However, keep in mind that many diamond paintings do not come in standard sizes. So like I said, most of them don't come standard size, right? So we're going to sit here and, we're not going to sit here. I'm sitting here. Sorry. That came out wrong. Think about it. Think about it. Standard size. If you go look in the frame section of, say, Michael's or a Joann's or a Hobby Lobby, right? You see all these different standard size frames. And you say to yourself, wouldn't it be easier and better if the diamond art designer areas, all the companies, made their diamond paintings in standard frame sizes? Wouldn't that be wonderful? It would make our lives so much easier, right? But as much as we'd like to ask them to do that, that's never going to happen, right? Do you want to be able to get the minions so that it looks right? So that it's created correctly and that it's framed correctly? Am I going to find a standard frame for a 51 by 186? Not likely. So in my sweet tooth, there's no standard frame for my sweet tooth or my jackalope. Now, my Chuck Pinson, that one is in a standard frame. It's a poster frame. I also have a border on it. So because I have that border on it, it allows the painting to fit. So sometimes you can get a standard frame and take and have the cardboard, cardstock, the thick cardstock you can get, and get them to cut it for the size of your frame, of your picture, and you can put it right in and put your frame on it. So that is a solution of having an ability to use a standard frame, is by asking them to cut that thick cardstock for you, right? Okay? And then you can find a way to put it in a standard frame. But not all of them can you do that. Sweet Tooth is too tall, and so is the jackalope. It's not made to fit inside a standard frame. So you may need to trim down your canvas to fit. Okay, I'm not trimming my canvas down to fit. I'm not taking rows of diamonds off of a painting that I just did to fit into a standard frame, right? I'm not doing that. If it doesn't fit a standard frame, it is not going in a standard frame. That's my opinion, right? One tip is to aim for a frame that's a bit smaller than your diamond art masterpiece. Another tip is to frame the artwork without the glass. Otherwise, it could dull the glimmering vibrancy of the diamonds. And I disagree. I have mine, and mind you, I'm not behind glass. I'm behind the plexiglass. But it's still a form of glass. It's just really thin and pliable glass. Okay? And I don't lose any dullness on my Chuck Pinson at all. I do say one thing is it does pick up glare, whereas if it was in there without the plexiglass, it probably wouldn't pick up the glare. But you know what? It's not there for me to show on video all the time. It's not there for me to take pictures all the time. It's there for my husband and I to be able to enjoy the painting while we watch TV. It's pretty simple, right? So I don't mind the plexiglass in front of that one. And it doesn't dull the glimmering vibrancy of my diamonds. I walk up there, and in normal sunlight, and that thing is shining all over the place. It's got ABs, lots. It's actually really,
I think myself, Diamond Art Club is really good at scattering the diamonds so they're throughout the whole painting. You know, because I find as I'm going through, I'm really paying attention to where the ABs are in this painting, right? And every single section that I do, there's ABs. And so I know that they're sorted and they're separated out right. But how am I going to make sure they shine when I frame them, right? I don't think you have to keep it without the glass. So the next type of frame you can get is a stretcher bar frame, right? So stretcher bars are perfect for framing your canvas diamond art piece. Plus, they can be found in various shapes and sizes. Just be sure to measure your painting first and decide if you'd like the artwork to stretch around the canvas edges or if you'd prefer to have a border. You will also need staples and a staple gun to hold it in place. Alternatively, you can use U-nails. Secure the canvas in a cleaner, neater style. Should you choose a stretcher bar frame, ensure it comes with the wall mounting hardware or grab yourself a pack if not. You will need to attach it to the back of the top stretcher bar in order to hang it. So, stretcher bars are, I don't know. I know that they work on art canvases, and I've had plenty of art canvases, and I really love the stretcher bar idea. I also like the next one that's coming up, and I think from a stretcher point of view, if you've not done stretcher bars before for yourself, don't worry about it. You can. There's other ways of having that same effect as putting it on a stretcher bar, and the next one will show you. But the one thing I do like about a stretcher bar is it will make it look like it's frameless. Okay, so have you ever seen a painting done on the art canvases that are on the stretcher bars? You do not have to frame those. Now you can just put it up on the wall. So the one thing you have to decide is, are you going to have the full picture on the top and then you're going to use the borders to stretch your painting across the stretcher bars? I know I would assume that if you're going to have your painting on the sides of your stretcher bar, you're going to need to be really careful to make sure that you get it through a straight line of diamonds, right? You want it to lay on that line so that it's not popping diamonds, right? I would be more scared about losing diamonds. I would have to, I would have to seal the painting if I were going to put it on a stretcher bar, because I'd be afraid of the diamonds popping off if I were to fold that over. If I'm just using the white part to fold over, I can use a little bit of acrylic or t-shirt paint or something to cover up that so that it has a nice little border where you can't see that it was white. So there's a lot of different options and things you need to think about when you're deciding to frame and how you're going to frame. I have a lot of different options. One of the framing options that I have that is not part of this section, and I think is kind of new out there, and it's where they're magnetic bars, and you can get them in different woods. And what you do is you line it up on one side with the bar, and then you attach the bottom bar to it, and that magnetic holds it into place. The back of the top bar has a string that comes through it so it can hang. I plan on doing a
video of all of my paintings I've got completed. That one will take time. It will need to be probably on a weekend where I can lay everything out, because I have a lot of paintings that are in boxes because I'm trying to figure out where to put them. I don't have a lot that are in boxes. I have 2 that are in boxes that I've completed that I'm waiting to put up, and that means I have to get this one done first because this one's going to be the top part of my wallpaper, and then everything else will come below the Minion, or I might make the Minion the middle point and then top and bottom. So I haven't quite decided, so those other 2 are sitting in boxes waiting. The other 2 I have in boxes are the ones I did for my grandbabies. The chocolate Randall Spangler, the hot chocolate with the marshmallows and the pot boiling. I did that one for my grandson, and then for my granddaughter, I did the Snow Queen. And when she saw it, she talks about the Snow Queen all the time. She can't wait to get her. They will pick them up this summer, and they will travel back with them where they can be safe. Mailing them all across the United States, I didn't feel comfortable with that, and knowing that they were coming out this way this summer, I figured it would be easier if Kate just put them in her truck and took them home with the grandbabies. So when she gets home, she can get them up on their walls. And so I can't wait for them to come and actually see them in person. They're going to be thrilled. So if you look here, well, on here it shows there's a picture of a frame that you can put together yourself that's got all the shims and everything. You can buy frames and put them together. Just make sure that it comes with all the parts to put them together, as well as the part that goes to hang it on the wall, so your wall hanger. So the next one is art canvas. So lastly, you could mount your diamond art piece onto any art canvas, right? So, I don't know if you know what an art canvas is. I actually think I got rid of the last of the ones I have. I don't have any more. I couldn't show you right now. They weren't anything that was a clean canvas. I would have kept that. They were all kind of in-process paintings that I wasn't thrilled with. I put back in the cabinet, and I just didn't like them. So I finally just took and plunged through those and got rid of those. Yeah, I don't have any art canvases that I could show you, but make sure the canvas is at least 2 inches smaller in length and width to ensure your diamond art canvas can stretch around it. So now here's another thing. Do you want to stretch around it? It's just like using stretcher bars. All you're doing is going, now you can, the only difference is you can glue on your canvas and get it really where you want it on that art canvas, and then let it dry, and then do the stretching part of it. But you still have to be careful because it's only glue holding it. So you still have to be careful, right? But it does make it a little easier. With stretcher bars, you really don't have anything to put on your canvas, right? Stretcher bars are not always the most simplest route. I would rather do it on an art canvas. Another thing you can do on an art canvas is you can trim it all the way to the very edge of your diamonds, which would be the edge. You want to make sure that the edge of the diamonds that you're doing and that you're cutting is really going to be on the edge of that art canvas. And then on the sides of that art canvas, you can be creative. Get some paints.
do some designs on the side of those canvases. Just paint it so that it kind of goes with the colors that you see as they're coming down, and kind of make it your own little design. Or you can just paint it one color, right? But you don't always have to have it longer. There's always ways around it. Next, cover the back of the canvas with craft glue, spreading evenly except along the edges. On a cutting mat, press the glue blank canvas onto the diamond art canvas as it is still wet. Center it and trim the edges, leaving 2 inches. One important note here is to be sure to allow the glue to thoroughly dry and adhere before you hang it. And before you stretch it, I would recommend letting it thoroughly dry. I'm not so keen on this. Maybe it's just because I don't understand it. But it's not a way that I would want to display my diamond art. Really. It's just not my cup of tea. So you can really, do that. The next thing is you can do professional frames, right? Of course, if you'd like, have your diamond art piece professionally framed. I went to have a painting framed, and it was over $200 for a professional frame. I told them forget it, and I ended up being able to do it for $50. If you can't decide or choose between a frame you like, you can customize the look yourself. Drop by a frame shop or a standard craft store to achieve the exact look you want. So if you want professional, you can go to Michael's, you can go to Joann's. There's coupons every week for custom framing. I don't think they get a lot of custom framing. So I would say that by using the coupons, you might be able to get a good deal, right? But remember, those coupons are on the very basic frames, right? They have nothing to do with all the fancy frames and the different frames that you can get, because you can really take and get real ornate frames. And instead of doing professional, sometimes you can go online and order the frames by the size you want. So you order your frame, they make it, they put it together, and then they send it to you and you frame your painting. You can do that too. Stitcherista does that a lot. It's not a cheap way of doing it. She'll even tell you it's not cheap. And if you want, you can do it that way too. There's some frame shops out there that will customize your frames for you. You just tell them what size you need, and they'll make the frame and ship it to you. Shipping's quite expensive because it's not a cheap frame. It weighs a lot. So if you're ordering those frames, make sure you think about how heavy that's going to be, because here's another thing. If the frame is heavy when you get it, think about the weight that it's going to put on your wall, right? There's a weight. There should be an approximate weight when you order it. And you really need to check to make sure that your walls can handle those weights. Some walls can't, some walls can. Like, I lived in a mobile home, and I couldn't put heavy stuff on the wall, right? Because I was dealing with, what was that stuff called? It's wood paneling. So it's really super thin, and trying to put a needle through that. So the only way you could do it is if you could really make sure that you really got it anchored on a stud. And so that's sometimes what I did, was to get it to anchor on a stud, and I would be okay. So there are different ways of framing. Think about it. You can make your own frames. You can put them in portfolios. So you can buy various size portfolios to put your paintings in. You can back them on cardstock and then slide them in your portfolios. That's if you have small paintings. If you have larger paintings, you may need to be more creative, like what I'm doing. I'm going to make a wallpaper out of mine, right? I'm surely not going to make a wallpaper in my living room, though, right? I'll say right now. I kind of think it would be cool to do maybe an accent wall as wallpaper diamond painting. That might be cool. But see, it's things like that. You get to be creative about how you display it. You don't have to display your diamond paintings in a frame. There's other ways. You can back it. You can get that thick foam board and put behind it, and that will support it. And actually, I might think about doing that, is putting it on foam board before I put this up on the wall. That might be the thing to do. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm still working out that, but when I decide how I'm going to do it, I will probably not do I probably won't do a demo and show you as I'm doing it, because it will be a trial and error kind of situation. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it or how it's going to work yet. So I still have to figure out the ins and outs of that, because I may have wood paneling walls covering my cinder block in my living room on 2 of my walls, but I don't have that in my craft room. So it has a weird it's not flat. It's got different little areas, raised areas in it, and I don't like it. But right now we can't afford to get rid of it, so we're going to keep it, but I'll work around it, right? So there might be things that I can't afford to change right now, but I can diamond paint and change a wall, right? There we go. So there's different ways of displaying, different frames. These are not the only frames out there. There really is not. So really think about that. Get inventive, get creative when you're coming up with ideas. So finding all the diamond painting accessories you need. With diamond art taking off as a new hobby, there are new accessories being discovered and created every day. There are even diamond art enthusiasts making their own gadgets and accessories to meet their personal needs, to help them achieve their masterpiece. Find an accessory that inspired you to get crafty with diamond art. We want to hear about it. So Diamond Art wants to hear about any of the crafty things you may have come up with on your accessories. There are some other trays that I have that allow me to do multiple colors in one, and those have their own slots. I will show you those at one point. I did update my descriptions, included Jennifer's book, so that you have a link to that. And I updated a few other things in the description so that they'll be there as well. So with that said, if you like what you see today or what you hear today, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, a thumbs down will work. But please, if you're putting a thumbs down, please just tell me why you're putting that thumbs down. I don't care that you put a thumbs down, but let me know what I'm doing that makes you do that. And I can see if there's a way we can fix that or adjust it, right? And if you keep coming back and you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. I do WIP and chats as often as possible. I try to do them daily. There may be a day or two that I might miss, but I will get them uploaded as often as possible. And if you want to know when I upload a video, there's that little bell icon that sits next to the subscribe button. select that, and that will let you know every time I upload a video. And with that said, I want to thank you all for being part of the Sunset Girl Creates. I want to thank all the subscribers that we have. I know we don't have many, but we're working on it. So as I'm going, I just want to thank you and send out all the love from the Sunset Girl Creates family and wishing you a wonderful day. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.